It was only when I came to America that I found out that in order to find myself, in order to figure out who I am as a person, I have to sleep around with a bunch of people. It wasn't going to the gym. It wasn't reading books, graduating, getting my college degree. None of that. Figuring out who I was is by sleeping with a whole bunch of people, and then one day I'll magically wake up and be like, oh yeah, this is who I am. And I've always found that idea so strange, because why do I have to go through a bunch of people just to find myself? Why can't I find myself through other means? Why does it have to be sexual? Now, we always talk about the effect hookup culture has on young women, but I feel like we don't talk about how much it impacts men also. Take a look at this video.
Do you think about
So the clip you just saw is a viral video of KSI rejecting this girl who tried to kiss him on live television. Now, when I looked in the comment section, to my surprise, it was a lot of men bashing him and saying that he doesn't like women just because he rejected that girl. And I was like, what are they talking about? Why can't he reject her? It was as if it was illegal to reject a woman. It was as if a woman is going to kiss you, just let her do it. It doesn't matter. You just be there ready to receive it at any time. And I feel like hookup culture is the reason to blame as to why a lot of men think this way. There's dudes out here getting essayed and they think it's completely acceptable. They wake up every morning knowing that they just got taken advantage of while they were drunk, and they think that is fine. They think that's okay because that's how society makes it seem like, man, it's supposed to just take it. Because men love having sex, right? We just love it. Me personally, I don't base my value based on how many women I can sleep with. See, here's the thing. Women used to control the sexual marketplace like crazy. It used to be a big thing. But ever since, they started promoting this agenda that in order to find yourself, you have to sleep with a bunch of people, women have been falling into the trap more and more. So now having sex is easier than ever. So this is what I'm going to tell y'all what's really going on in these streets. I know y'all see the study that's talking about male virginity is rising, okay? Let me tell you, it's easy to manipulate a study. I'm pretty sure the researchers didn't go to the hood or to the popping spaces in Florida asking handsome young men, hey, are you a virgin? I'm pretty sure they didn't do that. They found men who were most likely look socially awkward, couldn't find nobody really, and then they asked them those questions, and then they probably put a little bit of people in there that was, that had sexual experiences, and then they're talking about some male virginity is rising. But here's what's really going on in these streets. Women are having sex more than ever. Women are sexually liberated. The article said that a big reason why male virginity is rising is because women are becoming boss babes and everything is falling into place. That is not true at all. That's not true. People are having sex out here. People are going crazy in these streets. And it may seem like male virginity is rising and, men are lonely every single day, but there's people out here really sleeping with a different woman every single night. Literally, man. And I'm talking about your average men. The only thing that's not average is their mindset, because they know how to play. That's it. But I'm talking about your average men from the hood. They have no money. Money really coming from scamming or whatever they got going on. And they just out here sleeping with a different woman every single day. So no, it's not because women are finding big jobs or any of that. Look, I'm no expert, but I live in reality. I'm telling y'all exactly what's going on out here. What I'm trying to get to you is that you do not need to get involved with all of that goofiness going on around it.
I slept with basically every single one of my close female friends, and that's why we're good friends, because
we live in like the worst generation in time. Almost as bad as Sodom and Gomorrah. I'm just convinced. I feel like the more you push off wanting to get married, I'm not saying go get married now, but the more you push off, I'll just fix my life when I'm 30, 40, 50, you're just never gonna do it. Like, we live in a culture that only wants sex for like 5-10 minutes with multiple men, multiple women. You are like looking for counterfeit love, and it's like you're just never gonna be happy or satisfied. And not even from a religious perspective either, but you just are never going to be happy. The moment in your life that you stop with the culture and you go the opposite way is the day your eyes will be open. You will find love and you will find joy. That's it.
There's a good majority of older men out here that is lonely. And the reason that they're lonely is because when they were younger, they fell into the trap of hookup culture. They started sleeping around with a bunch of women and they thought that they could just stay strong forever. But it gets to a certain age where it's just like you just want to settle down. You just want meaningful things in your life. You don't just want to have a one night stand and then call it a day. You want to start a family. You want to do your thing. It plays on your psychology when you slept around for so long. And then how are you supposed to trust anybody now? You done slept with people's wives. You done slept with girlfriends. You can't be in a meaningful relationship because you know what you done. What if she's cheating just like all them other wives I done slept with? What if she's one of those? I just love how people openly just talk about having sex and sleeping around as if STDs aren't around. The biggest red flag you can get from a person is when they say stuff like, "Oh, I always pull out. You know, I'm not out here getting them pregnant." Like, is that all you worried about, getting them pregnant? STDs are a real thing. As of right now, the CDC reported that we have just reached another all-time high for the 6th consecutive year, which means that STDs are just climbing up. You can just look next to you and someone have an STD, you won't even know it. And you just out here just sleeping around thinking stuff is sweet. All right, it's only sweet right now because your body is young and your body can probably fight it. When we start getting to that older age, it's really going to start to hit you hard. You're going to start regretting, dang, I should have never did all of that. I spoke on the physical aspect of how it affects a man a lot, but let's talk about the spiritual aspect. I used to have this homeboy, right? And he used to always have a different woman with him. And this man, when I first met him, he was always a really cool dude. He was fun. He was fun to be around. He was always excited to do new things. That man was the GOAT, right? One day he started messing with this girl. She was very sad. She was always depressed. She always needed him for something. After the relationship ended, like 3 years later, man, this man was in the worst shape of his life. He was always sad. I couldn't be around this type of energy because that man was always sad. He was always depressed about something. And you have to understand, when you're putting your stuff inside of these women, you're just inviting spirits to come inside of you. People make it seem like sex is just sex. It's not just sex. There's way more to it. Just like a car, you see the car is just a car, but there's way more to that car that makes the car work. It's the same thing with sex, man. There's a spiritual side to sex. And whenever you have sex with someone, your souls start bonding. Whatever baggage that person has, that person gives you. And whatever you have, you give to that person too. So a part of that person will always be with you. Listen, there's some really good women out here. Really, really down to earth women who love you, appreciate you. Whatever that you feed yourself, whatever that you think about, that's what you're always going to get. If you go on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok every single day with the idea that woman ain't nothing and that all of them cheat, that's all that Instagram and TikTok are going to recommend you. Me personally, I can't even blame these apps because all they're doing is acting based off your subconscious. Whatever that they see that you like, they just give it to you more. So if you start attracting positive things, like you think that, okay, maybe one day I'm going to find me a beautiful woman I could settle down with and have kids with and, you know, just go through the whole process of life with. What's going to happen is that YouTube is going to start recommending you these things. TikTok, Instagram. Me, for example, when I go on my Instagram, I see a lot of marriage reels. I see a lot of marriage, wonderful, successful couples. And then when I look in the comment section, guess what? I see people saying stuff like, I've been married since I was 18 and it's 30 years later and I still love my man so much. And I'm like, wow. That gives me hope. If all you're doing is consuming red pill content, all you're doing is consuming manosphere content and saying the ones that are telling you that woman ain't nothing but just throwaways and they just gonna cheat on you and all of that, yo, eventually all you're gonna think about is that woman ain't nothing and that you're always gonna get cheated on. So it's gonna make you feel like you have to play the game also, but you don't have to play. The only way to not lose is to not play. All my fellas that's watching this right now, if you're a virgin, stay a virgin. You do not need to go out there and do anything crazy. You don't have to do it. It's not worth it. You're not missing out on nothing. You're not missing out on STDs, soul ties, meaningless sex, headaches from women that you wouldn't even consider a wife. You're not missing out on nothing. Stay a virgin. It's okay. I don't know when the stigma of being a virgin was so bad. I don't know why they make it seem like being a virgin is like the worst thing in the world. Man, if you're a virgin, you're not an incel. That doesn't make you an incel for not being able to sleep around with a bunch of women. Listen, save yourself for that wonderful woman that's gonna come into your life. If you're a virgin, I'm telling you, you start thinking positive and you start trying to see women in a different light, and you're like, you know what, not all women are like this, and you start trying to change the way you think. Stop consuming all of these things telling you that woman ain't nothing, and then you actually go ahead and go on YouTube. You tell YouTube what you want, YouTube is going to start providing it for you. Tell TikTok, Instagram, whatever app that you use what you want, they're going to give it to you. You're going to see a lot of success stories. You're going to see a lot of people talking about, yo, I've been in love for so long. Your wife is going to come. You're going to find a wife. Your wife is eventually going to come. There's no rush. Keep your virginity, man. It's all right to be a virgin. Running through different women every day of the week is a luxury of the rich, which is why dudes need to stop looking up to big red pill content creators and all those rich dudes that tell you that it's okay to switch them out every few days. Nah, you do not have the luxury. Unless you worth 100 mil and more, nah, don't do that. Listen, going through different women every day of the week, not only will it leave you feeling like you ain't nothing and that you're always going to have trust issues, but it's also going to leave your wallet empty. Some dudes think that you can just get a woman and you just get her and then y'all could just, like, as if a woman is not going to cost. Nah, it's going to cost, man. And that doesn't mean it's prostitution, but it's going to cost because you're going to have to pay for gas. Even if you don't spend no money on her directly, you're paying for gas to get there. Right, that's you already spending some money right there. And say you got to take her out because she one of those really classy ones. You got to take her out. Now you got to buy food. Now, if you're doing all of that just for the sole purpose of, having sex and then thinking about ghosting so you could do that to another woman, you just lost money for what? You could have invested that in something. Could have gone Shopify real quick and then started a whole brand new business. You could have done something with that money. Could have put in your savings, anything. But you just wasted it just to have meaningless sex. The whole sexual revolution really started because women started to think anything these men can do, we can do it better than them. If men can do it, I can do it too. And it's only humans that do something goofy like that. Because I never see a seal look at a lion and be like, oh, that lion can climb a tree. Well, I can do it too. Nah, you learn what you're good at and you stay in that spot. So men, listen, if you're a virgin and say you have a wife right now, a girlfriend, you just with that one person right now, do not feed into the hype. It's not worth it at all. I'm telling you. If you're a virgin, stay a virgin. Thank you for watching my video. Y'all have a good day.